What's up, guys? I'm doing an alignment on this Freightliner today, but I'm going to show you guys some things you want to do before you do the alignment. First thing I do is chalk the rear tires, and I do all 8 of them. And then I like to let it roll back onto those chalk blocks just to make it all tight. Go ahead and push this in. You'll see it roll just a little bit. Look at that. So we're checking one thing before we do the alignment, and that is play. Now we need to get these front tires off the ground. We're getting there. For my first test, I'm just barely lifting the tires off the ground. We're just going to put something as close to that tire as we can get it, and then we're going to spin it. And you see it's keeping about the same distance as I rotate the tire. That means it's centered up really well. For our second step, we're going to check for kingpin play. And I need to get this truck lifted up a little more and put on those jack stands. These are just to stabilize the axle. Most of the weight's still going to be on this 50-ton jack. All right, now we're just checking for kingpin play, but you're just going to lift up. I always make sure I don't do it where the valve stem is, but just lift up and then push down. The only thing is the tire spins sometimes, so it helps if somebody's in the cab holding the brakes down to keep it from spinning. That's good. All right, now I got the hood popped and we're just checking for any play in the steering. So we're going to start with the shaft, which connects up there to the steering wheel. And you can actually hear that. That U-joint back there has a tiny little bit of play. That's acceptable. Now this down here, I'll turn and you can see here on the gearbox that the shaft is turning just a hair before it's moving the pitman arm. So we're going to have to tighten that up. I don't know if you can see it, but it's barely moving, so we'll tighten up this bolt. All right, that actually made a huge difference. That's the amount of play that I have now. It's not much. So now I just want to go over everything else. We're going to go over all these ball joints, the bottom of the pitman arm, over here to the knuckle, and then on the back side here we want to check the tie rod ends just to make sure everything is tight. Just kind of look at it as you turn this shaft. That looks good. Looks good. And that looks good. And you can check the passenger side just by moving the wheel back and forth and just kind of looking at that tie rod end, or have somebody sit in the driver's seat. That's actually the easiest way to check all this. Have somebody sit there and just turn the wheel back and forth. Okay, so I Googled this and it said you basically don't want any more than 2 inches of free travel on your steering wheel, so you can just measure that with a tape. We got 1 1/8 inches of free travel. That's great for this old freight shaker. Now, as far as the alignment goes, go ahead and watch this video right here. It is a very good in-depth video on a front end alignment for a semi truck. Old school method.